Today we're going to discuss SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It used to be known as food stamps. As you know, on November 1st, no SNAP benefits will be handed out because of the government shutdown. People are panicking who receive it because if I have 4 or 6 kids and I'm not getting the money that I'm used to getting to feed my children, I will be panicked as well. My concern is that people may start stealing food, and I don't want them to do that. But I do understand that if my children are hungry, I'm going to do whatever I need to do. That's a basic thing. And I get it, okay? Taxpayers feel like, why do I have to pay for these people to have groceries? Why don't food pantries feed them? Well, because food pantries, they don't have enough money. And if we think of it logically, maybe you did work and you paid taxes at one point, but now you fell on hard times and you need that help. Wouldn't you want the help to be there for you to eat? If you don't have any family or relatives around, wouldn't you want that support? Yeah. SNAP benefits help 40 million Americans, and they say on average is about $36 a year per taxpayer. I'm okay with that. I would pay like $250 or $500 a year if that would help children eat, because that's my concern. I don't want children to go to bed hungry. But I understand prices are high on groceries, very high, and they're climbing. A lady just said when I was watching social media, she showed that her ground beef was $22 for a pound of ground beef. $22. Chicken is cheaper than ground beef. I never thought I'd see such a thing, but I have.
So I just received an email from my food stamp benefits saying that if the government shutdown lasts longer than this month, I will not be receiving any benefits next month. And it's like, this month is kind of already done with, so I don't really see the government opening back up before October's over. What I get paid equals to the amount of what my bills are. Just bills. So that doesn't include diapers and wipes, gas, food. It's just the rent, the water, the electricity, the cable, the internet, my phone bill, and my car insurance. That's the bill. I find myself left struggling to put gas in my car, buy diapers and wipes, and food. Luckily, I have food stamp benefits. So if I don't receive my food stamp benefits next month, it's like, and it's not like I'm like sitting around being lazy just collecting help from the government. I work full-time. It's just everything's increasing except my pay rate. There's a lot of people that are in my situation that work full-time and still cannot afford to buy food because your paychecks literally cover just bills. So me seeing that email in my phone just now kind of like blew my whole evening because I wasn't really believing the rumors. I don't really follow the news and all that. I mean, us moms always figure it out. We're always gonna find a way. But it is kind of stressful, like having to now think about how I'm gonna buy food next month.
Let me tell you why everybody's so freaking mad about this food stamp thing. Okay, say for instance, I make $17 an hour and I work 40 hours a week and there's 4 weeks in a month. So that boils down to about $680 a week in a 4-week month. That is $2,720. That is before taxes, okay? So let's just say they take out $500 for taxes, insurance, Medicare, state tax, federal tax, all that stuff. That leaves me $2,200 a month. Now, say for instance, I am a single parent and my husband does not receive a check from the VA because he's a disabled veteran. Say I'm just a single mom by myself with 2 kids. So with being left with $2,200 a month, my mortgage payment is $1,900. That leaves me with $300 for the month. My power bill ranges about $350. That means I'm already $50 in the hole for the month. My water bill is also $50 a month. So that means right now I'm $100 in the hole. Now my phone bill is $150 a month for me and my 2 kids because my oldest daughter is driving and my youngest one goes back and forth between me and her dad. So it is required by court. That means I am now $250 in the hole. My car insurance for my car that doesn't even run right now is $120 a month. So now I'm $370 in the hole. My internet bill is also about $100 a month because my kids are required to have it for school so they can do their homework and stuff when they get home from public school. That means right now I am $470 in the hole for the month. That doesn't even count my credit card loans. That doesn't count me feeding my family for the month. That doesn't include gas for my car to get back and forth to work. And that also doesn't include a car payment. On average, right now, a car payment in the US, let's just say, is $500. That means I would be $970 in the hole for the month. Then you add in about $200 worth of gas for the month for getting the kids back and forth to school and also to my job and to whatever, like grocery store, whatever I need to go through for the month. That means I am currently $1,170 in the hole. Now, groceries for our family, just say me and my two girls, would be about $800 a month. That's breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 stacks. That means right now I am $1,970 in the hole for the month. Now, let's not forget we did not include things like laundry detergent, toilet paper, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, basic hygiene necessities, pads, tampons, those kind of things. That usually runs us about $50 to $75 a month. That means currently I am $2,045 in the hole for the month. Now, I know a lot of you people are going to say, well, get a cheaper place to live, get a better paying job, whatever. I have a college degree and I own my own business, and I still could not make it on my own in this economy on $17 an hour raising 2 kids. People could say you can find cheaper rent, maybe you don't have a car payment, etc., etc., etc. What is somebody supposed to do that doesn't have money laying around or doesn't have the credit in order to go purchase a vehicle? They would have another bill like Uber or like public transportation, riding a bus, which is an extra bill every month. Even if I would say my rent was only $1,000 a month, that would still leave me almost $1,050 and some change in the hole for the month if I actually dropped my rent down to only $1,000 a month. And those of you guys that are saying that you can't wait for people to have to go get a job and support their own family and do this and that. I said it in my last video. Most people that are on EBT food stamps and receiving some sort of welfare or government assistance, it is a federal requirement that those people that are receiving that assistance works. So with just the basic necessities of my rent, my water, my power, my phone bill, my internet, gas back and forth to work and to take my kids to school, and basic groceries for a single mom of 2 children. Now, can you imagine doing all of that on the federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour? You would be nearly $4,000 in the hole and you would be homeless. And you wonder why there's so many people like homeless veterans and families who have multiple children living with their parents or grandparents. It's not like it used to be in, 50, 60 years ago when people could go buy a house from a Sears catalog for $8,000. As someone myself who used to be on welfare and food stamps, it was a lifeline for us. Welfare and food stamps is designed to help you while you're in need. It is not meant for you to live on for a lifetime, and I do agree with that. But most of you guys are failing to realize that people that use EBT and food stamps, they need it. There's strict guidelines in order to obtain EBT, food stamps, those kinds of things.
Some of these people are out of hand, but I appreciate when people break down, what they're spending on and their cost of living, because I think some people are out of just touch. They're out of touch. Some people are on the extreme end. They feel so entitled to this benefit. They're crashing out, right? While other people want you to understand simply that they need this help. They need it. They have to feed their children. And I understand that. But if we don't got it, we don't got it. And I understand they're like, no, you just need to give it to us because you just gave it to us before. Well, the government's closed. It's closed. We didn't close it. I just don't want anyone to do anything that they're going to live to regret. That's my prayer. I'm really praying hard that things stay together, because when you don't have food and you don't know where your next meal is coming from, but there's a place that has food, that could cause some problems.
My food stamps went from $4,400 in food stamps every month to $30,000 $38. What am I supposed to get with $38 with 6 kids? How the hell am I supposed to support my kids on $38 in food stamps? Not to mention our disability checks on hold. Our Section 8, my rent isn't getting paid tomorrow. So I have to come up with $1,100. Okay? I am allergic to work. I can't work. I refuse to work. The whole reason I had kids was the amount of government benefits that you get for one child. And now, with the dependent age being 7 and younger, none of my kids are dependents now. None of them, because they're all older than 7. So how am I supposed to live? How do I feed my kids on $38?
Peanut butter toast lady lost her job. In case you missed it, there's this lady who made a video eating peanut butter toast talking about how she's making fun of people who have received SNAP benefits. And she's like, what did you spend last month's money on? Girl, food! They spent it on food! And then as she eats her store-bought bread, she definitely didn't make that bread herself based on the shape. And the peanut butter that is processed, she asks if they bought processed junk or if they stocked up on pantry staples. And I guess because she just lost her job, she's going to find out how absolutely ridiculous that statement is. She's about to know. Didn't she? Didn't you? God, I really hope she did. I really hope she's been out there creating an ingredient-only household so that she can try to make something with it for the next 2 months after not receiving her paycheck. Because, lady, get real.
I've been on them multiple times before, and I'm very curious what this privileged white lady has to say about them.
The food stamp card.
Yeah, food stamps. I've been on them multiple times before, and I'm very curious what this privileged white lady has to say about them.
That program is supplemented by our tax dollars. Now, have you ever thought about what is the majority of those SNAP cards being spent on?
My guess, on foods that people have access to help keep them alive.
10% of a SNAP card's money is spent on soda, Coke, Pepsi, and 70% is spent on like highly processed foods.
Yeah, when people asked her where she got her information, she said Ken Berry, which if you don't know who that is, congratulations, but let's just say his information, not very reputable. I found the real info though. 40% of every food purchase dollar was spent on basic items like meat, fruits, vegetables, milk, eggs, and bread. Another 40% on prepared foods, dairy products, rice, beans, and other cooking ingredients. And the last 20% was spent on sweetened drinks and foods. Sorry if people buying treats bothers you.
Does anyone else see a problem? So not only are our tax dollars buying the food that's making people sick, but now our tax dollars get to clean up the mess.
You know, I get it. It's gotta be tough to watch people struggle to buy what they need in order to survive.
Gosh, I have to see one more person complaining about the people that are complaining about losing their food stamps, their SNAP benefits, and saying that they have their makeup done, they have their nails done, they have their hair done, and that's ridiculous. I'm going to crash out because you know what? Those things are available at the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree sells lashes, makeup, nails, hair products. That doesn't mean that somebody that wants to look good spent a lot of money on it. I don't believe that people who are poor also need to feel ugly. Why can't they take care of themselves and be presentable? Why can't they look the way that they want to look? I think it's just because people are just mean, selfish. Do you want to be poor? I don't want to be poor. Leave them alone. It's not costing you that much money out of your taxes into the system. Reportedly, it's $36 a year for each American that pays taxes. $36 a year for someone to have food and water and not starve to death? I will gladly pay that. I mean, how many people is that going to feed? 40 million people in the United States. Cost me $36 a year. What are we complaining about? Seriously, I would gladly pay $200 a year.
Walked in one by one, some hung their heads, others wore their feelings right there on their t-shirts. Today, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office announced an undercover operation they've been working on for months, resulted in more than 100 arrest warrants and close to 40 arrests.
This is a huge problem, and we're like one of maybe 3 or 4 law enforcement agencies in the state of Florida that have decided to do something about this.
And it has to do with just that. Meal tickets in the form of EBT cards for low-income individuals being fraudulently used. One part of the investigation centered around Gerald Millis, a local restaurant owner who police say purchased EBT cards from people for 50 to 60 cents on the dollar, and then stocked his local Pizza Pros restaurant with food he bought using those cards.
And we were able to determine that he used 53 different EBT cards at Sam's Club.
Police say 55 people were also caught illegally selling their EBT cards to undercover detectives.
A couple of them said, "I'm headed to go get some rock cocaine."
A beyond frustrating reality for taxpayers who today learned their hard-earned money is being misused.
Thank you for watching. I truly appreciate it. Please let me know your ideas on the bottom of what you've seen or something I said, or if you need me to pray for you. Let me know down below, and I don't mind. I love praying for people. Thank you for watching again, and as always, God bless you and keep the faith.